you tell the truth, and people say that you're supposed to tell the truth, then you do, and your life's in danger if you're talking about me finding out about my kidnapping, who my father is, a 99-year seal put on it, an imposter. And Wallace Simpson and the imposter are buried in where they bury my family, the Windsors, like they're royalty. They're fakes and frauds. So my father, when I came to Roanoke in '86, I'd been left on the side of the road, really, couldn't get jobs anymore, everything done to me. And I came here. My father, a British lady, was on the bus with me coming up here, and she started talking to me. She knew who I am. She told me my father was still alive. Now, the double was supposed to have died in '92 that was married to Simpson. And by the way, I work for Fred Simpson, the DA, so you're getting into patterns that the mind control murders were done in. Now, before I lose it again, have to do another tape and explain this, I do want to say this. This is my Uncle George, who is the illegal, became the illegal king. That's Elizabeth's father. So she's illegal. William and Charles, etc. And little George was named after this man that helped take down his own country, his own brother, my dad, and kidnapped me, and should have been tried in a world court with Roosevelt and the whole bunch, Elizabeth, and the Kennedys. But this was in '39, and that's the year that I was born. So they were planning my kidnapping then. They couldn't have that. I just, some people who, they'll get cryptic because they're afraid of it. Because, for one thing, it's this country and they're Americans. This is what they'll say to you. Well, I'm an American. And they'll get defensive when you're telling them the truth. But she told me, this lady did, she said, well, just think of what's going to happen, what would happen. The monetary and the truth would do. There's so many people involved. And then Elizabeth, people think she's this grand person, which she's a thief. What in the heck am I doing over here? Let's say, which is not true, that I'm not the heir, that I'm just her cousin. Why is she giving, they're promoting William and Kate. Looks good to the public. Leave out all the real information, like they're illegal. She just gave him a helicopter, I believe. I haven't had a car in so long. I've walked. I had a tooth filling fall out the other day. I need to go to the dentist. I can't walk. I'm lucky to have a place to live and food to eat. So, and I don't know where my son's, the real monarch, they are at all. But this is Tim McVeigh, and that was a mind control murder. He's dead. This is just in implantable biochips. That's what I was writing about, though, back when I worked for doctors and when Flint was killed. Well, I may have said that right, because I don't want to misrepresent anything. All I know, well, I do know, but, I mean, I appreciate what Flint and Hustler Magazine did, trying to support me and tell the truth. So I want nothing. I mean, it's sad to have to defend, and I guess he doesn't need me defending him, whoever, if he's alive, and that's him or whatever. I know that a person with NBC that I met when I first came here told me that Larry Flint was not alive, that he was shot. And he was. I saw some of the film when he came out, because I was living in at Moonraker Apartments doing the book in Marietta, and he was shot with a Magnum. And so you can leave it to your imagination what. But this is William that they're talking about in this book that was written in about '96, I think, that he's got a chip in him. So if someone decided to kidnap him, and I thought that was awfully quaint, since he named his baby George after his great-great-grandfather, George the illegal sixth, that helped kidnap me. I thought that was cute. But this was called Project Lucid. And this is basically also who I was writing about, but I don't want to take anything from, I think Tex Mars wrote this book. Um, Now then, I wanted to tell that, this is a double, by the way, that married Simpson. That's not my father, that's an imposter. 9 year seal put on it so that it would never, and then I happened to come along and be born. So what I wanted to tell here was I had pictures of some of the other, like the Tucson, the Sandy Hook shootings, the Columbine. But I wanted to read this real quick before it goes off. I've tried to tell everybody that about programming and modifying behavior, and it's not just my word anymore. The ones that I've told about that are done in patterns, um, nobody else could tell those. They might, but it had to have gotten it from me. And it's not funny. I've gotten nothing but hell from this. Kill the messenger. I've lived on the Appalachian Trail, been called every name in the book. Well, my prayer is that it'll all be told. And by the way, I'd like for justice to be done, like the woman that I grew up being told she was my mother in that pigsty in Alabama. All of them are dead. They covered it all up about the twins being dead till I got the birth certificates of Peggy and Carl. I have to still use her name. And the birth dates were marked through, which is illegal, and just inked in over the top. Different year, different month, everything. I tried to tell everybody when they're talking about Adam, I'm sorry, I've forgotten his name, Lambert, the Sandy Hook. Okay, he ended up shooting himself, and he shot his mother. They're programmed to do this. They don't even know that it's going to happen. Their behavior's modified. And by the way, where's Congress and all this? Why do they need me to tell it? And it seems nobody's listening. Not that many people. People around here know it, and they just want to go on with their lives. Huntsville, Atlanta. By the way, the Wayne Williams was one of those way back then. What was the name? The List. But Chet Betlinger. I mean, if you can still get it and look at the people that died. I was telling about that when I got the antifreeze put in me in Atlanta. But I wanted to go back to this, the Virginia Tech in April the 16th of '07. That was one of the mind control done in patterns. Then you've got several that happened there that have not been reported because they weren't masked, but they're mind controlled, and they were done in patterns, and they can be proven. But one of them was the Fort Hood shooter. He was a psychiatrist, and he finished school at Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, and he was even born here in Roanoke, Benton. But there's more to that. He didn't even know he was programmed. So what I'm trying to get across is like the Columbine. I was telling it a long time ago before the mass murders like Son of Sam, and some movie stars have been knocked off and killed using mind control. But what I wanted to say this now, I haven't been able to put any up because I got illegally taken from my home. The teen who's up in, put out of it, let me put that away. The teen who reportedly planned the massacre in Minnesota, is that it? I'm running out of time again. He even tried to say that was thwarted. He didn't do the bombings and the killing of his parents. This is, to me, although it's not done in patterns, he's telling people himself that he had good parents, he wasn't bullied, and he must have been mentally ill, and it just got missed. He's programmed to say that. The whole deal was programmed. You're talking about mass mind control, and Edward Snowden just touched the iceberg of what he told. They can go out and put you under mind control. You're not immune to it. So what gets me is these young men or women are victims of mind control, and people hate them. And they're just as much a victim as the ones that got killed. They were programmed to do it. They had no way to know they were going to do it, and they could not have stopped it. So that's it. My tape's running out, and don't kill the messenger, me. You know how much people like what I've told them, and they do know it's true. And the